Hi, I'm Van Arno. I'm going to do a little bit of a drawing for you guys. So we're going to talk about proportion, and specifically we're going to talk about the use of the grid. Now I have a picture here that I took. It was a model friend of mine, and I took this picture for a specific painting. I needed an angel to be in a painting about angels and death waiting for Keith Richards to die. So this is the specific thing that I wanted my model to do. So I set it all up. I had drawn it first, but once you get the model, things kind of come into focus a little bit better. You get better ideas. Things make a little more sense. So let's see how are we going to approach doing this drawing. Now, always, we're going to start. I'm using Animate right now. It used to be called Flash. Now it's called Animate. I'm going to start with a line of gesture. Kind of like that. Let's do it again. I want it to be flat through here, and then kind of angle down like that. And I can use Animate's lovely capability to smooth out my line here. Yeah, I like that better. All right. So first of all, now that we have our line of gesture, we need to establish a head shape. So to make a cranium, it's basically a circle like this. And the face is angled, so I'm going to put a line in right here. Angle that line. And then I can give her a jaw. Now I'm viewing her kind of from above, so I can put in her eyebrow line, and that'll give me some perspective. And I know that I'm seeing more of the top of her head than of the side of her head. Now immediately we can notice a couple things about this. Let's go to our line tool. Now, not only is her foot directly under her head, which means it's going to be down here somewhere. I don't know how far down, but it's going to be right here. It's going to be down here someplace. And another thing we can observe about this is the surface she's sitting on. Well, she's on a pillow. But let's make this another line, because that's going to be both of her knees and her hand. So that gives us some idea about what we might be doing. Now I can start to block in the rest of this figure. Okay, now I'm not seeing a ton of her rib cage, but I'm seeing sort of a general circular shape. It's going to come out of the bottom of her jaw. It's going to come up not as high as the top of her head, but pretty high. And I'm not seeing a lot of pelvis either. Let's see, it's going to be something kind of like this, but I'm not seeing a ton of it. So we'll rough that in. I want to switch now. I want to use more of a line tool. So I know where her shoulder is. I definitely know that because that's where her eye is. So her shoulder is going to be right here. And her other shoulder is going to be on about the same level, maybe a little higher. But it's about halfway across this ribcage shape. Look at that. Now this arm is going to angle up, not quite as high as the top of her head. And it's going to stick out over her rib cage about that far, assuming the rib cage is right. We don't know that. Now notice I'm using a shape here that has curves on the end, and what I'm doing is I'm trying to imagine, or I'm trying to tell myself, I'm telling myself as a reminder that this shape is a tube. It's moving away from me in space. Away. So if I make a perspective arrow here, ooh, that looks great. So it's moving away. Now her other arm is moving forward. Like that. So that's going to move forward in space, just like that. let's go back. And we're certainly getting a lot of cluttered information here. I'm going to refine her head a little bit. Your eyebrow line. So that means that's also where her ear is going to be. Like that. We may as well give her some hair. There we go. Now this is going to be not too much in perspective, but it's going to angle down like this. Then you can give her some kind of a real simple hand shape. Boy, is that simple. Okay. And this is going to come forward, but that's pretty foreshortened. This might be a little more foreshortened, so I'm going to guess it's going to be only about this long. Just simple shapes. I just want to stick with simple shapes for the time being. Just like that. It's kind of a wavy line. Okay, now, I definitely have her bra coming across here. This is going to give me some indication of a bust line. And I'm going to make the top of her back just a little more level. Her pelvis is going to be up a little bit higher. It's going to be way up there. I have this sort of a garment line right here. And then this leg is going to come forward. But where is this knee going to be? This is also going to be really foreshortened. So this knee is going to be, where's it going to be, folks? Let's look at the grid. This knee is going to be right under that shoulder. Let's make our line straight. Kind of like that. Good. All right, seriously. This is going to come forward. We know her foot's going to be under her head, but it's going to be bigger than that. Something like this. You can have a toe shape here, and I can just cut some toes into it, like this. And then, ooh, that's as far, boy, it's right on that line. That knee comes out right to that line. So if I put that line over here, what if I do? What if I just put my line over here? Going through that eye, so it might be a little further forward. So maybe I'm okay with the placement of this foot. I don't know. Maybe I am. But let's see. Now this is going to angle, whoops, this is going to angle down and come back up because she's sitting on this cushiony sort of thing, and because her foot's going to end up being right here, touching her pinky. We can put in a little bit more of a line here. We'll give her some kind of an abdomen, and we can start to fill in face details. Now what I could do is I could drop this whole drawing back into like a lighter gray, and then I can go over it and refine it. Drawing that I feel pretty accurate about, and I keep editing and adding more detail to it, then I can start to feel pretty good about this drawing. So using the grid, using position, knowing the position of the head is going to be directly over the foot, and the hand forward and the two knees are on the same level, and the shoulder is directly over the knee that's coming forward. All this stuff is so you can notice this at the beginning of your drawing and start to make lines. Put lines on your paper that'll help you do this. All right, thank you very much. I hope you have a great time drawing today.